Today I have strongly recommended to every governor to deploy the National Guard in sufficient numbers that we dominate the streets. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
So apparently, it sounds to me like he doesn't consider black people to be citizens. These people they're protesting because they're being murdered by the very people who are supposed to protect them. And later in that speech, he says that this is the greatest country in the world, and we're going to keep it safe. Safe from whom? It wasn't safe for George Floyd. It wasn't safe for Ahmaud Arbery, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Eric Garner. This country has never been great or safe for anyone with black or brown skin, and that is why these people are protesting. And Trump wants to call in the National Guard to keep the people safe. They're protesting because they're not safe. How is this so hard to understand? Do you not consider them people? Trump doesn't consider them people. It's pretty obvious he doesn't consider them people. I watched what happened in Grand Rapids last night, live as it was happening, and the protesters were actually, they were just asking the cops, can you please take a knee with us in a show of solidarity? Just take a knee and we'll go home. But instead, the cops got all in their riot gear and once curfew hit, it was like some ridiculous hour, like 7 p.m. or something. And so the cops just started tear gassing them, throwing, shooting rubber bullets at them. I guess that's what it was. It didn't look like rubber that hit the one guy's arm. It was, it made this horrendous mark that's going to be there for probably months. These protesters in Grand Rapids were peaceful and they were unarmed, and it was the cops that got violent. Not the protesters. It was the cops. It's always the cops. The cops killed George Floyd for no reason. I would say no good reason. Either way. What, over an alleged $20 counterfeit $20 bill? Let me tell you something here. I work with money. Lots of money. Okay, I've seen my fair share of counterfeit bills. And usually, when somebody passes off a counterfeit bill, they don't even realize it's counterfeit. That store's policy, the one that called the police on George, their policy is to have the cops interview the guy, whoever has a counterfeit bill, to find out where they got it from. Because chances are, he didn't even know it was counterfeit. Assuming he had a counterfeit bill. But I digress. Why is it that when a bunch of white supremacists storm the state capitol with their AR-15s and their AK-47s, they issue death threats, they're flying their Confederate flags, their Nazi flags, issuing death threats, storming into the building, screaming past officers. The police don't do anything to stop them. I mean, they did stand in the doorway to keep them from moving. I didn't see them getting gassed. I didn't see them getting rubber bullets shot at them. But when peaceful protesters, like the ones that I saw last night, they were taking a knee. Some of them were laying down. Some of them were sitting. Some were standing with their hands in the air. None of them were threatening anyone. The cops start tear gassing them, shooting them up with bullets, rubber bullets. And yet these white supremacists can storm the state buildings with their assault weapons, all decked out in their army gear that they probably got from Walmart. And the cops don't do anything to them. Oh, yeah, and let's not forget, they were whipping them with batons, too. The black people in Grand Rapids, not the white supremacists. They wouldn't dare whip white supremacists because they're with Trump. And these people have the nerve to refer to Black Lives Matter protesters as thugs and animals. The real thugs and animals are Trump and all these other racist assholes who keep perpetuating this violence against an oppressed community of people who just want to be treated as the human beings that they are. They want to be treated like me, like I'm treated. I don't have to worry about being shot by some cop if I'm walking down the street with, a bag of Skittles and an iced tea. If I wouldn't pass off counterfeit money because I'm pretty good at spotting these things, but if I happen to, they're not going to be choking the life out of me, telling me get into the car and not letting me get into the car because they got their freaking their knee on my neck. They're not going to do that to me because I'm white. People need to just stop acting like Black lives don't matter. Start acting like decent human beings. You blame the protesters. You're blaming the wrong people. You're blaming the victim. That's what you're doing. And it's disgusting. And Trump is disgusting because he's pushing this. He's encouraging it. I'm just disgusted with people say, oh yeah, slavery ended 150 years ago or 155, whatever it's been now. Why should we care about something that happened that long ago? No. Okay, so maybe slavery was abolished 155 years ago? But black men and women and, non-gender conforming individuals, they're still being lynched because of the color of their skin. And it needs to stop.